have his jockstrap.
All right.
Alright, so the whole point about bringing this locker room thing is just a shout out to one of our viewers that don't live in Oregon. Wanted us to bring up a story.
Oh yeah.
About our own locker room hijinks. We all talk about, we never really had hijinks. We all went to school in the 90s. The locker room for us was really a get in, get out situation.
Basically,
we weren't really trying
to change for gym class. There was no showering or anything along those lines.
We weren't trying to marinate. We weren't trying to have fucking conversations while our fucking balls were out.
No, it wasn't happening.
Yeah, I think
man. All you wanted to do was like make sure that your $3 for school.
I didn't have my leg up on the bench. With my dangles hanging.
Look at the way my
Hey
balls
Jim,
are.
you got that English homework? Can I borrow it? Can I get some notes from you?
Yeah, I gotta work on that Longfellow poem.
Scrotum swaying in the wind, yeah, like a fucking door knocker earrings.
But there is a locker room story with
that we do have. So yeah, in honor of one of our viewers, we did have a locker room hijink that. At this time of age, and I think when they had a conversation about it, that this would not be okay. It was funny that it was okay in the 90s, but if this happened in this day and age, this would have been on CNN. I feel like this would have been a national.
It could have been on CNN then if someone reported it.
Yeah. So for some reason, we had the track and field team were notorious for the strangest hazing.
Very strange hazing, a little homoerotic. I've said that so many more times than I've ever said in my life.
So so we had one guy.
If there's anything wrong with that.
We had two.
No.
Yeah.
Not if it's forced. Well, if it's forced on you, yes, there is something wrong.
Yes, there's something wrong with this.
If it's being forced on you.
That they stripped two young, not young. Well, they were young, but two newbies to the team.
Yes.
Two rookies to the team.
Yes.
One was stripped down. His name was Skalula Bunny. It is on his birth certificate. Skalula Bunny was stripped down, naked.
He was like taped to the
and he was taped to the bench.
The bench, okay. I haven't heard the story in a while.
Bench. And they grabbed...
Face down or back down?
Face down, ass up. That's the way I like to fuck. Yes, it was
exactly the worst description ever. Face down or back down?
Well, I'm trying to paint. Well, we gotta try to paint a picture here.
I know. I don't really know how to seamlessly tie this. Like this thing is like this. What happened is just such a conversation ender. Like everyone's just gonna be like,
yeah. Most people walk away from the story after this is told.
Yeah, but supposedly, so they take the kid down and they grabbed another one of the rookies.
Yeah.
Whose name was Wild Weasel.
Who's crazy.
My favorite Wild Weasel story, a lot less sinister than this, was I was in school suspension with him in high school, and we had an open campus, so we always had to we got to eat outside. The only time I ever ate cafeteria food in high school was when I was in school suspension. And they made you go to the cafeteria at the very end.
You were in school suspension in high school?
A couple of times.
Wow.
Yes. One time when I was in school suspension, Wild Weasel takes his carton of milk and he throws it at the in-school suspension proctor. And he goes, "Hey, Baldy, you need to drink your milk if you want to catch me." And he throws the milk at him. And then he proceeds to climb up a tree. And they caught him in the tree.
Well, yeah,
because he could never get out of the tree. So it was just...
a smart kid.
Yeah.
Climb up a tree. There's no way down.
And you know what's funny is that for a person that I went to high school with, were there actually 3 weasels?
Yes.
Yeah.
There were triplets.
No, there was 3.
And they were all Wild Weasel, essentially, right? There wasn't really...
They were triplets.
Yeah, they were all pretty much the same person. They all had the same...
Parents.
But,
crazy, dude.
Yeah, because essentially they egged Wild Weasel into dick slapping.
Our taped Skalula Bunny to the bench.
Yeah, they said
dick slapping.
Ow.
The school's dick Skalula Bunny.
That kid's got nothing but bad luck.
Our sweet Skalula Bunny.
Skalula Bunny.
But yeah, sweet innocent Skalula Bunny. Sweet innocent Skalula Bunny pretty much got sodomized.
Well,
they said
his butt got dick slapped.
They said bare dick to bare act. Supposedly that they could have convinced them into actually putting it in.
Well, fuck.
But all of a sudden, this is where people actually had a conscience.
Yeah, I mean,
They
come on,
said
you're
bare
gonna
dick,
physically
bare
rape
ass.
somebody?
They said bare dick, bare ass is acceptable, but actual insertion. So I mean, I gotta give credit to the rest of the track and field team that they realized, yes, that they realized that there was a line to cross, but that line was crossed 15 minutes ago in both the conversation and the actual events that happened in the story.
Oh my God.
So
You go to school, think you get an education, and you come home raped by a man. I've heard of broomsticks and stuff, but holy
yeah,
shit.
so it was just.
Like the broomstick, whatever.
That's
Yeah, like
I've heard of football
I'm
team.
sorry, but if I'm
I've
gonna
heard
get
the
an ass
football
raped,
team.
I don't want it to be with a broomstick.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know. Would you rather a broomstick or a real penis?
It was
I
like
don't
that
know.
weird scene in
I
Requiem
was like a
for
hockey stick.
Yeah.
Yikes! It's curved.
It was like that weird scene in Requiem for a Dream without cocaine. They're like ass to ass.
Oh my God.
That movie is a great movie, but I will never watch
No,
it
it's
again
a hard movie
because
to
it
watch.
depresses me
Yeah,
to no bound.
But so yeah, we wanted to. One of our listeners brought that up. Also, congratulations, he had a kid recently.
Who?
Why? No. What am I gonna name?
Oh yeah,
What am I name
I
our
forgot.
listeners out?
I forgot that we were.
Yeah.
No,
know,
we shouldn't name people.
Yeah. So no, one of our listeners had a kid. Congratulations on having a kid.
Congratulations.
We awkwardly worked in the weird conversation about Skull Bunny
Yes.
and Wild Weasel. And
But it's a funny story, and
it is a funny story, but it's pretty.
Well, it's terrifying and
It's
funny.
terrifying.
It didn't go any further, and then
You know-
those people.
That would've been
They
a
actually
scandal.
became good friends. Those two.
Yeah, that's
Later
the funniest
on,
thing.
that's
Is that
kind of the
they
point.
did become
The
best
two
friends.
friends became best friends. The two
They
people in
became
the
best
They
story.
friends.
also became lovers, I'm assuming.
Oh,
No,
I don't
I
know
don't
about
think
that.
so. I don't think
I haven't
so.
heard that story. It wasn't in any textbook I read.
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
You sure
it
he
was
didn't
a
leave the
prison
team
situation.
and then go back to the team, kind of like Youngblood did?
You know the funny thing is, I don't even know if that was the most frightening hazing I heard about the track and field. Because I also heard of
This
this
is
story
worse.
where they used to when they would run the bridge. At one point, they grabbed the kid, and we have a bridge that kids would run, and they would hold them up, and they would hold them up over the fence. So that he could easily die if something went wrong. And we're dealing with high school kids.
Did they chance
So
something
something
too?
could have easily went wrong. We're not. So I always thought that was even the most frightening. Besides almost sodomy, this is more frightening
throwing off a
than
500
almost
foot
sodomy.
bridge.
Yes, this involved
It's terrifying as well.
absolute death. But yeah, so I always thought it was strange that it was track and field. That
All right, that's
Yeah,
that.
give it a
Blood curdling.
And we're back.
And we're back. Well, I'm having a good time.
Oh, great time. FCC guys hungry though.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I got
where the
cookies.
fuck are we in this movie though? I'm
so-
totally lost. We've
All right, so we're done
gone.
with the locker
We went to the
room.
locker room
All right,
scene.
yeah, let's fast forward. We're done with the locker room
No,
scene. Hold on.
locker room scene we talked about.
Let me get my
As
little
far as you guys got.
my little baby dick
No,
microphone.
no. We're past. We talked
We're
about
done
the
with
locker room scene. He's been on the team. He's been initiated.
There's-
He's fucking.
there's
He's
a-
fucked the
He
daughter.
fucks their daughter. We went through
Yeah.
that. We kind of skipped ahead.
He's
some
a
parts.
top prospect. He's playing well.
Yeah.
He just can't fight for shit.
That's his.
Um,
That's his major problem. He
Yeah.
can't fight.
And
Yeah.
then basically, like,
That's a
they
big deal
propelled
in hockey.
themselves into the playoffs where they have like a 3-game
Three-game series
with another team.
with the rivals.
And this
yes.
other team happens to have the asshole from the beginning of the movie that was the goon.
The goon.
On, you know.
in the tryout scene.
So-
I gave him a cut
Yeah.
over his eyebrow that we
Yeah.
talked about. The stitches in this movie were on way too long.
Yeah.
Again, continuity. And also for a movie that's almost 2 hours and it's a hockey movie,
It's a long movie.
not a lot
It
of
is
hockey.
long.
No.
Think about it. They sign him. He plays one game, and they're automatically. And now they fast forward to the finals.
Yeah. There was no
There's really
montage of how awesome he is.
Yeah.
There is a montage of him training, but there is no other
No,
montage.
but that was a
And
montage of him
and
just
that
like
was a
scoring
long
goal
ass
after
montage.
goal. Like in Rookie of the Year when he's just striking the whole league out.
There was just
Yeah.
so much steamy ice rink, just a lot of glistening bodies
Yeah.
in this movie.
More fog.
Yeah, a
You
lot
can
of
hear
fun.
the guy on the side of the fucking
Yeah.
camera. More fog.
I love the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd was good in it.
Yes.
Yeah,
The fucking coach is an old goon. He beats
Yep.
part of the crowd up. That was my favorite scene.
Yeah. Coach is a hard ass. The
Yeah.
fucking team is doing great. Patrick Swayze's on. He's been in the league for 4 years. He's about to
Yeah.
get drafted.
He buys that weird movie. He buys a erotic literature
Yes.
that was sold at a pharmacy,
That was
which was I've never seen erotic literature in
a
like an
pharmacy?
actual book. In a book
Yeah,
form.
Canada though.
Yeah,
They have erotic novels.
Yeah, like I know there's.
Is it an erotic novel or is it a
like
porno?
50 Shades of Grey. It was called Nympho, and they had titties on the cover.
Right.
But it wasn't a magazine. It was like an actual.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was a fic. Yeah,
it was like a novella. Yes.
Well, I mean, in Slapshot, one guy's wife is like underlines all the fuck scenes for him.
That's true.
That's what she says too. She's like, I underlined the fuck scenes for you.
So if anything, I mean, hockey girlfriends are pretty chill ladies.
No, yeah,
puck
sluts.
Yeah,
nobody's
like
home.
a puck slut.
Yeah, puck slut. That was a good
Puck
term.
slut.
Should coin that.
Yeah, he's who
Hashtag puck sluts.
Puck sluts.
I will put that in the description.
Yeah.
They needed more puck sluts. There wasn't enough. There was only one scene at the bar.
Yeah.
They should have done. They should have done the
And
bar
I feel
scene.
like those two puck sluts were. There's a decade
They were truly
between.
from Canada.
Yeah, and there was like a
They
decade
had awful
between
teeth.
them.
It looked like they played hockey.
Yeah, that one girl.
They played more
Yeah.
hockey than fucking the actual fucking cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is again a junior league. The one guy with false teeth.
Yeah.
You're like 19 years old. They're not going to give you a false teeth add-on.
Already?
Like how? Yeah, in your 19 years of life.
Yeah, these are young teeth. This isn't
plus all of your.
This isn't the veteran,
Yeah.
the crafty veteran at 35. You know, where he's got like
Been
nothing
around
left.
the
He's
league
got
for
like
years.
2 real teeth and a whole set of dentures.
Yeah, like at this point, you can't blame hockey for being a violent sport. You just got poor dental hygiene.
That's just the that's just the stereotype.
Brush twice a day.
They just use the stereotype
Floss,
in that.
floss.
Oh, well, let's throw a whole mouthpiece in of teeth. I guess it's the stereotype. They missed. I just doubt that. I'm sure people are missing teeth, but
Yeah.
this guy had a whole row.
And the one hockey groupie girl, she looked like she
Little-
was about.
little
She
hard
looked like
look
she was
at.
in her 30s. Her
Little-
teeth looked like they were in her 60s. Very dental centric scene.
And that's the hell of a drug.
Yeah. So but yes, he does well. He spawns a kinship with the coach's daughter. He's more than the kinship. He has a rapport with Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
They're on the same line. They make it to the playoffs, and they play. He's part of the Hamilton Mustangs, and they play the Thunder Bay Bombers.
Love that.
Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay
And
Bombers.
Thunder Bay has the goon again that the Hamilton Mustangs didn't take in the draft that happens 2 weeks before the playoffs start.
It's great that they both just like pick these guys up in mid-season, and they're starters.
Yeah, this is
both of them.
This is beyond mid-season. I feel. Yeah, I mean,
picking up a guy that late and like a starter. Like what was the other guy doing before that? Like the one kid, okay, fine, they had tryouts mid-season. He's 17. This guy looks like he's 27.
Been around the league for a while.
And he just like what was he doing? He got thrown out of some league on the other coast.
I don't know. He had a lot of penalty time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what did he say? Patrick Swayze said I scored 91 goals before I came out.
Yeah, 91 goals.
First of all, 91 goals is an obscene amount of goals.
Maybe that's like his
Wayne
4
Gretzky
seasons.
scored 92 goals in a single season. That's the record.
Maybe
But I'm just saying that, like,
whole series.
Yeah, you still said there's season left, and he goes, I scored 91 goals. This is beyond mid-season. This is like a draft a week before the playoffs.
Yes.
You said 90. That's like fucking hitting 60 home runs at the half.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Before the All-Star break. You know?
Yeah. It's like, someone said, I hit 60 home runs before you came here.
No,
I'm going to hit 80.
How am I supposed to play first base now?
Yes. But yeah, they wind up going to the playoffs.
Yes, they're in the playoffs. They're playing this team with the dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting first game. They're getting pounded, but they're getting the shit kicked out of them. But yet there's no score.
Yeah,
makes no
physically
sense.
getting this shit kicked
Yes,
out.
they're just
Not necessarily
they're catching a beat
in the
down.
game.
Our FCC guys.
Is doing yoga
His
right
legs
now.
are hurting.
Sorry, apologize.
Sorry.
He's in the downward dog.
Yeah.
So they're getting the shit kicked out of them. The third period rolls around. They start making, some goals, and Patrick Swayze gets into a bit of a tiff with jerk-off guy.
Yeah.
And he swears he's gonna get back at him.
Oh, here comes the conflict.
What's the conflict?
No, I don't know.
Oh, well, sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by what you.
I lost focus there.
I think we lost focus on this 45 minutes ago. But yeah, it was a cheap shot. After Youngblood scores a goal, Sutton
punch in the back of the head.
Patrick Swayze. So Rob Lowe's Youngblood.
Yes.
Patrick Sutton is Patrick Swayze. I don't know if they ever said what his first name was.
I don't know. It was Derek.
Derek.
Yes.
So he has like a concussion.
So Reiki, who's the goon, it was more than a concussion. He was
his head smacked.
He was bleeding out on the ice.
So it might be brain.
Yeah, it was a cheap shot, and it makes it pretty much seem like Sutton's career is over. So what happens is that even though they win the game, the coach, hardened, former goon in the NHL and all that stuff, feels like, even though they won the game, they were lucky and they got to get tough because these guys fight dirty.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're not going home. Get back on the ice.
Yeah, we get back, and again, this is my Canadian geography. Can we Google Maps this, please?
All right.
Hamilton to Thunder Bay. I'm gonna guess 9 hours.
9 hours. You think it's gonna be a 9-hour drive? At that point, why?
I know this really doesn't matter, but I think it's kind of fucked up. You just had a game. You drove 9 hours to then practicing.
Yes. And then you want to practice again. Why not just stay there?
Because we got to get tough.
And make them run in the snow
exactly.
or some shit like that. Makes absolutely no sense. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, coach, we just lost our best player.
Yeah,
we're
so
fucking exhausted.
Rob Lowe takes a stand.
Almost threw up on there.
That's Hamilton, Ohio.
Alright. Well, I just put Hamilton in.
Alright.
Hamilton.
Everybody's going to enjoy listening to this part of the
video. I think this part, we might have to scrap
You guys keep talking.
Yeah, let's just scrap my idea here.
No, my plan was to keep talking and then we would just overcome our...
I drank too much before this.
That's alright.
So I'm just fascinated by Beats' computer. So let's see.
Now that the
there we go. See that better?
Right.
That's the right
What do we got?
14 hours and 49 minutes.
14
Jesus
hours.
Christ.
That's a long fucking drive.
Wait. 14 hours and what? 49 minutes?
Yeah, so
that's a 15
hour ride.
There's
You're stopping.
There's lights.
Yeah. They got it.
Jesus Christ.
15 and a half hours probably.
Yeah, so
alright, coach.
You just played a game
we just wasted almost a full day driving.
That's a fucking day.
You fucking cocksucker.
Right after the game, maybe an hour or two after the game, you get them back on the bus.
Yeah,
3 hours.
Yeah, because they all had to go to the hospital because your fucking captain just bled out on the ice.
So he's in Thunder Bay in the hospital, and they drive back to fucking Hamilton.
And Thunder Bay, honestly, not to besmirch Thunder Bay, but you have a shitty hospital.
Yes.
Okay. The neurology department of Hamilton is just fucking light years better than Thunder Bay. Okay, they're just fucking it's a backwoods town. All right.
They just throw up the fucking polar caps.
Yeah, exactly. And then so they have to deal with Sutton has shitty health care. Yeah, he's all bandaged up like a mummy.
It looks brutal.
So they finally leave. They make it back to Hamilton after 50 hours. Coach Hardass is like, "You guys are lucky you won that game.
We're practicing right now.
You guys are a bunch of pussies."
He's going on the bus.
Yeah, and then so Rob Lowe, fights authority. Again, I feel like I talked about this with Christopher. If anyone is a fan of Kids in the Hall, I feel like the acting in that scene was the direct inspiration to I forget what his name is. Yeah, it's
very obscure.
But Bruce McCullough had a character which was like an angry teenager, and he had the scene about fucking good ham steak.
Yeah. Yep.
He wasn't actually fucking ham steak, but
I wish he was.
He liked the ham very good.
Yeah, and it was like, Bob, how do you like your ham? It's fucking good ham, Mom. And then so it was. I feel like it was the inspiration to my favorite Kids in the Hall skit, which is another reason why I love this movie.
It's fucking good ham.
It's flavorful.
Oh my God.
It's salted properly. It's a universal truth that it's fucking good ham, Mom.
Yes. Oh my God. So fucking Rob Lowe, he fucking gets all pissed off at the coach. He quits the team basically.
Yeah, so the same
goes back home. He's got 3 months to train between the next
That's
game.
what it seems
The
like.
same person that doesn't want to shovel manure for the rest of his life takes a principal stand and goes back to shovel manure for the rest of his life.
And has, an entire fucking season to train. Basically.
Yeah, in a 3-game series.
He's this good. He's this good though, and this is his only shot. Like he can't try out for another team next year.
Can't go play for another coach.
Yeah,
It's not
he
going
can
to
play
make
somewhere
after
else.
14
He
hours.
doesn't have to be a farmer just now. He seems like he can make a minor league career. Even if he doesn't make the pros for at least another few years. He's only 17.
Do you think that if Luke Skywalker had been rejected by the rebellion, he would have just switched to the dark side?
No. I don't think
just asking.
He would have no skills though.
Because, do you think Rob Lowe would have left to go play for Thunder Bay if they were nicer?
No, but then
he would have went anywhere.
But then conversely, I feel like at 17, Rob Lowe was already a better hockey player than
a lot of the people on the ice.
Anakin Skywalker was at the Jedi at 17.
Yeah.
I'm not, I feel like Rob Lowe.
They were both pussies.
They were both pussies, but I feel
he was
like,
a less
I feel
whiny.
like Rob Lowe was
less
better at 17. Rob Lowe was better at doing what he was doing than Anakin, and maybe Anakin, he wound up, or Luke Skywalker. I think I'm gonna go with Anakin though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that when you said Luke Skywalker. I wasn't expecting a Star Wars comparison here.
No. Well, it's coming out next week.
We're coming off the rails.
Yeah, we're completely off the rails.
We've never been on the rails.
No.
This podcast was us at the train station.
He's driving on the shoulder all the time.
This is me and Mike's show. We go wherever the fuck we want.
That's Mike's show too.
Oh, today it's Mike's show.
No, Mike's on the show. When he's available.
This is number 2 for me. Yeah.
Okay. It's our show.
We're gonna
our show.
Yeah, community show.
It's our show.
Even the guy sleeping on the floor.
Yeah. Man, your fucking intern sucks, guys.
He's not our intern. FCC hired him.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The FCC intern is the worst.
Yeah.
Really? He's literally sleeping on the job.
Thinks that we didn't
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
God. Alright, so when Rob Lowe goes home, his brother fucking smacks some sense into him and teaches him how to fucking fight.
Yes. And his dad.
He's like, listen, Youngblood, we're going to teach you how to fight. The dad comes in.
Montage.
Dad, where you been all my life?
Montage with the dad.
I already lost one son to the war. I was going to lose another one.
The dad skates like he has scoliosis. He has a weird shadow where I'm convinced he has a mustache where one side is way longer than the other.
Hasn't been on the ice in fucking 3 decades. But
yeah.
Skate like fucking...
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Like he's
playing
the guitar.
He's gonna teach him how to put up his
He teaches him how to
hockey fight.
Yeah, he teaches him how to hockey fight. And for anyone who doesn't know what a hockey fight is, it's not that difficult. You just pull the shirt of anyone you're fighting with.
It's a little different because it's fight. You're on ice, so it is a little slightly different.
But you get in close enough that
there's certain advantages you can take.
But this works on dry land. It works on frozen water. I imagine it works in liquid water. If you're ever in a situation where you're fighting someone in a body of water and you're both wearing shirts,
pull them over.
You pull the one shirt.
Pull the shirt
you pull
over
the one shirt over one's head, and then the guy
they're fucked.
Completely incapacitated. They wind up just doing
He's
this.
almost paralyzed.
Yeah,
they're paralyzed.
And then
you just wail on them.
Yeah, wail on them all day. Uppercuts over the top all day.
Oh my god.
So,
he goes home.
He learns how to fight.
He learned how to fight, and
then he just goes back before the start.
He goes back.
We don't know now. What they do not indicate, maybe they do, but I lost track.
Mm-hmm.
Did they lose the second game?
Yes,
after
they lost the second game. Okay. He's not there. Him and Swayze aren't there.
The brother over breakfast one day.
Yes.
He reads the news.
Yes, he does.
And he talks about how they got their ass.
There's no Youngblood on the second game. There's no Swayze.
And there's no Sutton.
I just like calling Swayze.
Yeah, there's no Swayze's character. Yeah, there's no Sutton. There's no Swayze. There's no Youngblood. There's no Rob Lowe. They get their ass kicked.
Yes.
And then so Rob Lowe comes back, and not a lot of fight.
This
gets put back on the team.
No. Yeah.
That's it.
He's just,
probably one of the other complaints with the movie is how easy it was.
He asked
for him to get back on the team.
Coaches in the doorway, if I can get by it, can I be on the team? And then just Swayze, after maybe a moment, Swayze just says, "Let him in." because Swayze's there, and he's got a bandage on his head, so he just lets him in. He's back on the team. And,
Swayze says.
And now, okay, he's in the game. We're playing. So you're thinking there's gonna be a fight scene with these guys, and there is, but it's not till the game's over. And okay, so it's not really that dramatic. They win with a shootout.
Yeah.
On
it's a hard game.
The goon sweep. I didn't think it was that dramatic.
Look.
Wait. We missed the move. The penalty shot was a sweet move. I gotta say that. You're right.
A penalty shot with 3 seconds left in the third period on a tie game is pretty dramatic. So cinematically, it wasn't.
You didn't know there was 3 seconds left. All of a sudden, he just gets knocked the fuck down, and then they go, "Oh, there's 3 seconds left." Penalty shot. You didn't know there was gonna be 3 seconds. They didn't have a clock with 20 seconds left showing you what's going on.
No, they had a clock.
Not until it was said. Maybe I missed that part.
But they had a. I think it was fun. And the ref, for some reason in this league, there's only one referee.
No, there's other refs, but he's the main. He's the talking ref.
And he's
that
completely
talks.
exasperated throughout the whole movie.
He's the ref with movie experience.
He's the ref that talks. So the ref
he finally called penalty against the goon. Yeah, and so he has the penalty shot. He scores.
He has a sweet move.
It was a sweet move. In any hockey game or anything in real life, that'd pretty much be the end. I feel like the I feel like the real ending of the movie was completely
forced.
Yeah, forced and did not need to happen.
This movie was more about him being able to fight and less about them actually winning a fucking series.
Yeah, he had his revenge and he had to learn. He had to learn to fight. They wanted to learn that he fought. Yeah. So there's 3 seconds left, and they're gonna pull him. So, but he demands to be in the game.
No, I gotta prove myself. I gotta fight this guy.
Okay, fine.
What was the tagline? Learn to love, learn to fight.
Learn to love,
not learn how to be a champion hockey player.
No.
So okay, it's him and the goon in the face-off.
Learn to win after learning how to fight.
Is the goon the center now too? Whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah, for some reason the goon is also the guy doing the
doesn't matter. So the puck just gets shot away and the game's over, and then they start
fencing.
Sword fighting with their sticks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which my name is Montego.
It's very illegal, and it doesn't happen. Not gonna happen. You might club somebody with it.
Yeah.
But they start sword fighting, and okay, he knocks. That eventually goes to fist fighting, but it's just a little ridiculous. Them kind of just clashing.
Super
stupid.
Yeah,
that's like kids fighting with wiffle ball bats. That's what it felt like. It was just dumb. All right, so that happens, and he learned a thing or two.
Yeah,
and he takes a couple shots. But he pulls, he gets his shirt over on him, he pops, he bangs him. Bangs in the head.
He bangs the goon and
bangs him over
and then he bangs
Cynthia
Gibb. Yep. And I think all's right in the world.
Cynthia Gibb.
And that's Youngblood.
Yeah.
Dean Youngblood.
Dean Youngblood. He learned to love, he learned to fight, and he went on to steal home for the LA Dodgers.
Yeah, can we look up his NHL stats? I think this is based on a real story.
Yes.
I think this is kind of I'm pretty sure this is like the Brian song of hockey movies.
What was Emilio Estevez's name in fucking Mighty Ducks?
Gordon Bombay. Gordon Bombay.
Who the fuck quits hockey at 10 because they missed a fucking shot? How ridiculous is that?
It is ridiculous.
Are you kidding me?
And then he runs.
Especially near that, he's really good. He's really good, and he quits hockey.
He's so
because he missed one fucking shot and lost the fucking championship. There's so many. You're fucking like 12 years old.
He's so good that when he takes the
Ducks stupid
to the Stars practice foundation or whatever, he runs into 2 guys that had heard of him from Pee-wee's. Yeah. Hey, if you ever want a shot, give me a call.
It's ridiculous.
You know what though? In all honesty, if we take it back to that level of any sport, when you are that age, there is always the player that is like legend. It's fucking great.
No,
because when I played Little League, it was like that, man.
You ain't quitting. No. Not when you're good. You quit when you're bad.
Because the reality is that
when you're good. It's just not happening.
The reality is it's moments that make you better. It's not the person that has constant success. Because when they meet an obstacle, that's when they fucking, you know. But, So Dean Youngblood.
That's Youngblood.
1986.
Look, as I said, I watched this movie as a youngster. As a young kid that played youth hockey. It was the greatest movie. It was the greatest thing in the world to me. I wore a feathered mullet as a kid. As I said, the hair naturally grows out into a mullet now. It was a good movie. It was surprising, as I said, that it was rated R. It was surprising that I watched this movie so much as a kid. I could blame that or thank my brother who was 10 years older than me. And let's get off the rails again. I think that was also, we talked about, that's how I learned about what sex was for having a brother. I think Chris had the same situation. When you have a brother that's much older than you, you wind up learning.
You're gonna watch Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, you wind up
see Bush when you're like 7 years old.
Yeah, you wind up learning about sex.
Bush.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna learn. You're gonna see the naked body very younger than you'd want your children to see.
You don't have a birds and the bees talk. It's happens. More about booger. Like, what does booger mean when you say this?
What is douchebag?
Yeah, exactly.
And why is she back in Ohio?
Yeah, but then
you're asking these questions to yourself when you're 7 years old.
But then conversely, you said there's the benefits of having that with the older brother. I think one of the negatives is that you don't necessarily still understand it unless you have a very thorough brother. As I said, I learned about sex when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
But I also thought that sex was anal. I didn't, even though I saw sex in a pornography, I didn't realize that there was a vagina.
You just thought it was.
So I thought
in the butt. Because you had a butt.
I had a butt.
You had
I had a butthole, and I had a penis.
Figured they just had a butthole.
Yeah, and I knew that girls didn't have penises, but I didn't know that they had two holes.
Fair enough.
Next to each other.
It's not a not a concept for an 8-year-old to know everything.
Exactly. It was beyond my pay grade as an 8-year-old to know that there was a vagina and a butthole. So I assumed that it was just a butthole. And then when I was 10 years old and I was vacationing in the bungalows, because I am a Russian Jew, and that's what Russian Jews did.
That's what they
do.
They
vacation in bungalows, and so I was when some girl asked me, "You don't even know what sex is," and I go, "Yes, I do. It's when you take your penis and you put it in someone's butthole." And she goes, "Ew, the Hershey Highway." And I was completely floored because I didn't know what the Hershey Highway meant.
You doubled over, like,
yeah,
what?
The Hershey Highway is
obviously.
Yes, I learned what the Hershey Highway was.
Well, obviously, to an older person.
And then I learned, yes, she was 13 years old, so she was wise.
Hershey Highway. She was wise beyond her years.
Yeah, wise beyond her years.
I don't think I've heard that until I was like 17. Just that term in general.
So that's what I learned, that there was another hole besides an anus that would have.
All right.
Unfortunately, it was many.
We learned to love.
Yeah.
We learned to fight. We learned what the Hershey Highway is.
That's what I learned today.
Yeah.
We
learned a lot today. We learned a lot more than we did on the Facts of Life.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys learned a little bit about
hockey. We took the bad.
I told you what was realistic and what was unrealistic. I mean, you got to see.
Yeah.
I was happy with this movie, though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it.
No, I had a good time.
Fine. This is one of the better movies we've watched.
Yeah. No, as an actual movie. It's
an actual movie. This I would recommend watching it.
It's not a great movie, but it's funny. As I said,
this was.
You got Rob Lowe, you got Patrick Swayze, you got Keanu Reeves with his awful French
I'd watch
accent.
this again. I'd definitely watch it.
Yeah, as I said,
and shit like this. It's great to watch shit like this with a room full of people, man. I had a good time watching it.
That's one of the great things about this show is I get to watch these odd movies with another person or a group of people.
Yeah.
And it's watching a movie. It should be, it's fine watching it by yourself, but you have so much better time watching with other people.
Yeah. And what's great about this is like we can watch the movies that are well known to be bad. We can watch the movies that we grew up with. But then you come across something like this where like I didn't see it. I don't know if you saw it here, but Mike saw it. Yeah. And then we get to see things that I would have never got around to this. Because I probably never would have had anybody tell me to watch it.
I wouldn't have watched it.
You even said that you saw it in the video store. And you always kind of overlooked it. You didn't even know it was a hockey movie.
No, I just knew the two guys on the cover. Basically. I had no idea, because there's nothing about this.
There's nothing that says it's a hockey movie.
No.
Yeah.
Unless you look at the back.
No.
But there's nothing that says.
Well, I guess like in the background, if I look.
Yeah, like,
but
you can barely see that.
Focus.
You can barely see there's hockey in the background.
Now, if you look to the back of the cover,
like,
yeah, you do
Youngblood.
see that.
It could be a movie about war for all I know.
Yeah. But then, I mean, conversely, look at that picture. That is a fucking.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what you're selling.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sure the VHS cover is different.
Selling
it's gotta be
Rob
different
Lowe
than
and a
that.
wife beater.
It might be.
I bet it's different than that.
No, I think
it has to be. Let me see. Let me try to
and
pull
then
it up.
as I said, you know, we'll talk about this later.
It's not like Vision Quest's cover indicates it's going to be a fucking wrestling
and this
movie.
Is, again, that dipshit Matt, whenever he comes on here, he's going to say that Vision Quest is a better movie.
That's what he's been saying the whole time.
But
I'm going to have to watch this.
Way better than Vision Quest. This had better titties, better butt, better
Are there
sports.
tits in Vision Quest?
I don't think there are titties in Vision.
We've got the copy of the movie here.
The one thing I'm going to give Vision Quest is it had a better soundtrack. But just the overall handsomeness and attractiveness of this movie, even with a young Madonna in Vision Quest, this is better. As I said, Vision Quest has a better soundtrack. It has Forrest Whitaker in it, which I don't know if you know this. Forrest Whitaker is my favorite.
Really?
Forrest Whitaker can do everything. Just look at the things that Forrest Whitaker's done. Everyone talks about Tom Hanks, but this guy, he played an all-star wrestler, right?
Mm.
That movie with Jodie Foster, Escape Room, he played like a diabetic burglar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
he played an all-star football guy in
right?
Fast Times.
Yeah, he played an all-star. Yeah,
like
an all-star football guy. He played a fucking samurai in Ghost Dog, which is a movie that I will eventually make you guys watch.
I haven't seen it. I always wanted to watch that.
He played a fucking modern-day ninja in fucking Ghost Dog, whose best friend was a Haitian ice cream salesman. I don't know, salesman.
He's an
ice cream.
Isn't he like an FBI
I got a VHS
agent
cover
in
here.
Bloodsport?
He might be. He was in the movie. He's in the movie Arrival that everyone's talking about now.
I found another cover. This is way better than this.
He plays.
Is it the one with the hockey people on?
I see.
No, it's not hockey, but they kind of.
I think that's the VHS.
There's like sketches. It's like a pencil sketch of Rob Lowe.
It's like when you go to the boardwalk and somebody and
Rob Lowe, Swayze, and the girl. And it's way better. I like that. I wish that was on here.
He played Idi Amin. He played the last king of Scotland.
Yep. He got nominated for an Oscar for that. Did he? I'm not sure if he won it. Maybe he was nominated for it.
So Forrest Whitaker's the shit.
Yeah.
I think but Youngblood way better. Yeah. So
you like Youngblood better than Vision Quest? Okay. So we'll have to do.
You're gonna
Vision
trust
Quest.
the opinion of that weirdo?
No, well, we're gonna have to hear him out.
That happily married weirdo.
Yeah. How dare you have children and a life and photos.
Yeah.
He gets to take pictures of his kids. I take pictures of my food.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Yeah.
Goes to the library all the time.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm glad you guys enjoyed Youngblood.
I did.
I said it was a movie that was near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. It was a lot better than I liked it a lot better than Hots. I did not enjoy Hots.
Yeah, Hots.
Hots, well, it's got this
like,
ending scene.
No, Hots has moments, but as a whole
movie,
it's not
entertaining to watch.
No, it's very hard to watch. But do we have anything else?
Can we just wrap it up, or?
Well, we're at an hour and 25 minutes.
I think
I think we're good.
We've listened. We've
maxed
out.
Our Pacific Coast audience has stuff to do right now.
Yeah,
so.
you know.
We've got.
Yeah, we don't need to talk.
By the time the show's over, they're already.
We did the whole show on the one movie. It usually doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen. But when you have more people, it's easier to do
it's easier to talk.
Yeah.
So I guess until next time.
Until next time.
Yeah, if you've seen a bad movie.
Yes.
Wait a minute. We're wrapping this up before we're thanking people.
Yeah,
of course. Our censorship guy
is FCC.
So we've gone away with lots of cursing.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Mike, for coming and suggesting the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. If you'd like to reach out, yes, very good movie.
Yeah.
Youngblood,
I
1986.
Endorse it.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Cynthia Gibb.
Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Was that a good Keanu Reeves French Canadian accent?
Those guys are the fucking animals.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I understood that they wanted to
play
get
again. See how
the
good my
French-Canadian
impression
guys.
is.
I understood it, but it was ridiculous.
It was awful.
It was funny enough that we had to rewind it.
Exactly.
A couple times.
All right, well, again, thank you again for having me on.
No, thank you for coming, man.
No,
we always enjoy
appreciate
having somebody come and talk with us.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Facebook at Video Rangers Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at Video Rangers Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Video Rangers Podcast. And if you want to watch or view all the dumb things I do, you can find me on Instagram at To Be Concluded. You can see how I waste my money, basically.
All right.
Yep. Sure, I'm going to go home to some mail. I'm going to get yelled at for the mail. But
all right.
Yeah.
Good show.
Mail's important.
I had a good time today.
I like getting mail.
Yeah.
All right. I like learning about how to fight on ice.
I did
It's like
learn.
you tell
I did
myself
learn how to
outside.
pull a shirt over a man's
Put your
head
theater.
and beat the hell out of him. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good skill to know.
Yeah. All right. So you've seen a bad movie. We're ready to believe you.
Let us know.
Let us know. Bye. Oh my God.